Hello, Justajolt here, and welcome to this live stream. I'm grateful for anyone who's managed to make it here tonight, and we are in for a treat because we are going to be unboxing this. And in just a second, after I've done a very quick sound check, just going to move the sound down a little bit on the music. There we go, turn the music down a little bit, if you still hear it. There we go. So in just a quick second, we are going to be unboxing this. Now, in order to do this, I'm actually going to be moving all of my setup over there. And I'm now wireless. I'm pretty much wireless, so I'm kind of hoping that that will work. Just by the way, I want to do a very quick sound check. If you could let me know if you're actually able to hear this okay, that would be fantastic. I'm really glad you enjoyed the intro, Eric Vanden Avond. Really glad you enjoy it. Good day, sir, Ryan Engelstadt. Oogie Poogie, hello. Navroy. Come on, man, you can't chill. I am chill enough here. By the way, I said yesterday that the very first person to type a colour for me in the comments will get their choice of colour for the remainder of the video. First person to type a thing in the comments. Let's do this. First person to type in the comments the colour. Let me hear a colour. Let me see a colour. Colour. Green! And we've got green from Lord Angelus. Green it's going to be. So we are now on green. So in just a very quick second, I am going to move all of this gear over, and then we are going to go and be sorted. You see, I'm peaking the mic. Am I still peaking the mic? Am I still peaking the mic here? Let me know if I'm still peaking this mic. How's the mic doing? Am I still peaking? I'm still peaking. Do you know what? I worked so hard to get this right. I'm actually going to change this and just see. Let me just see what properties we're on. We are on the Yeti microphone. Let me just make sure that I've still got my all of my audio things set up. Do you know what? I've got no idea why I'm peaking this out. Is it better now that I'm away? Is it better now that I'm further away? Or is it just because I'm right next to it? It's probably just because I'm right next to it. Okay, I don't know. I keep on trying. Actually, it works well for me when I'm just recording, but maybe it's something to do with the stream. All okay now? No? Yeah? Who knows? I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Anyway, we are going to be unboxing this. I've got a few ideas on how to start the video up, and I'm going to be asking you guys for suggestions too, to help me run this video successfully and to help me make a video that's good. I should have all the recording done in about an hour. I am very well indeed, is Vadim. Yeah, so we should be all right. Maybe you're asking Lord Angelus there. By the way, we all have Lord Angelus to thank very much indeed for finding this for me, for identifying that it was where it was, and so that is brilliant. I'm now going to take it over to the, well, actually I'm going to take the I'm going to take that over to the workshop. I'm going to take that thing there, the laptop that I'm pointing to there, this thing, that over to the workshop area bit thing, and then we're going to make a start. So the first thing I need to do here, there we go, is the Tactical Tang, by the way, just wants to say a quick hi to everyone. Say hi to Tactical Tang. There you go, Tang's very happy to be here today. He's excited. I'm actually going to be taking the microphone out, which might make everyone super happy, but we'll see. And we're now switching to the laptop camera, which shouldn't be a problem because I think that everything is still going to be running as it should be running. You might get a quick flash there, but we should be okay. There we go. Like I say, we're fully wireless now. Look at this, dancing around the shonky shed. Heck yeah, you don't get that in any other live streams. There we go. And this is now the workshop here. I'm going to point it that way just while I gather my gear so you can see what I'm doing. You should still... And right about now, we should have our sound back. Have we got sound back again? We got some sound back. Hoping we have got some sound back, please. Sound. We've got sound back. Write me a comment if we've got some sound, because I really need to know that you're actually hearing this now. It'd be great to know. If we're not, sound is back. Absolutely brilliant. Right. So I'm imagining the light here is pretty dim, so I'm actually going to plug in the other lights as well so that we get to see what we're doing. There we go. Alrighty then. There is the blaster of the moment, and we also need another couple of other blasters as well. So we have this blaster from here too. Alrighty then, I need a camera as well. Let's go and grab a camera. There we go. So we've been charging this camera for the whole day, so with a little bit of luck there should be enough battery power in here to sustain this filming of the unboxing. This is just going to be the unboxing. There is at the moment a what's it called, a poll going on at Facebook, and this poll is to decide what I do after this. And I may well do another live stream of making this other video tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how time goes. I've got to try and balance things. Just got a tooth pulled. Man, I really hope you're okay. Teeth are just crazy. Teeth are crazy. I've had a couple of teeth pulled and they are no fun at well. It's not actually pulling though, is it? You don't actually pull teeth. You push teeth. You push teeth. The dentist told me this. That when you end up having a tooth out, you actually end up pushing the thing down and out. And that's how it leaves your face, is they kind of push it down into its socket. But not nice, not nice. I don't know, Electro Halo 8. We're going to see. We're going to see if it's the AccuStrike Slug shotgun thing. I would quite like it to be, but we'll see. The camera is functioning. It looks like it's got a lot of battery in it, which is good because I have been charging it all day. Right, I think that we are almost ready. I'm going to go and get a pair of scissors, and then we will be about sorted. There we go. Let me just adjust that so you can kind of see what I'm doing. You'll be able to see what I'm doing anyway, I think. There we go. Alrighty then. So we are now in the kind of the workbench area of the Shonky shed, and we are ready to start filming, and you guys are going to see how I go about making my videos. The Spring Thunder is the best shotgun ever. Right, PC is in battery saver mode. I've got to go and plug this in. I'm going to plug this in right now before it goes off. Alright, let's get this plugged in. Doopy doopy doop bah. The singing helps, guys. The singing helps. There we go. Quick, 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 quick. Save the stream, save the stream. There we go. Alrighty then. Okay, here we are. Here we are. So, battery is now plugged in. And I believe that we are all set. Now, here are my thoughts. Ooh, have I gone? Have I gone? I am using a fake GoPro. This is a Firefly 8 SE. It was suggested to me by one of the guys in Bristol Blast, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It is a brilliant little camera. It is, yeah, it's one of the best things that's ever happened to this channel in terms of quality. I simply wouldn't have upgraded to a high quality camera without it. I think I am still here. You still hearing me okay? It does have an internal mag, and I'm really, really excited to kind of look into this. I know that there's been other reviews, but, you know, they haven't been like this. So let's go. So to begin with in my video, this is not going to be anywhere near the table. This is going to be completely away from the table to begin with, because it doesn't exist yet. This is going to be conjured into life by the fairy god pirate mother, as always. That's how it's going to be. So to begin with, I just want you guys to see what we've got on the table here. We've got this guy here, which I thought was interesting because the shells eject from it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that this is fantastic, but it's not really shotgunny enough because it's not pump action. And in addition to that, the shells don't eject. So, and then we're going to do some magic to make it kind of turn into whatever it's going to turn into, just because that's how it goes. Hi Boom Tendo, great to see you. We're also going to tip all of these, which are the little shells. We've got a little box full of shells here. We're going to tip those out onto it as well. Okay, so let's do this. Before we do that, I just want to say another hi to everyone who's here. I haven't got a clue how many people are on this video. Oh, there you go. It says 22 watching right now, guys. Great to have you here. Really, really happy that you can give up your evening, give up your time to do this with me, because I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. First things first, I need to just put to unclip this mag here. Come on, out you come. Out you come, Busby Mag. There we go. And we should be able to unclip this now. There we go. And then the whole idea of doing this is I'll just be able to demonstrate the shells being ejected out of here and say, yeah, a real shotgun needs to be more like that. So anyway. There we go. Alright. So, this is going to be the intro to the video. Whoa, what are we doing? You crazy camera. You crazy, slightly bizarre camera. I've never seen this screen before, and I haven't got a clue what it's actually trying to do. So what are you doing, camera? What are you doing? I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again, because that normally fixes everything. Right, in the meantime, Michael Schwerdland, great to see you here. Is that a German name? I think it might be a German name. Boom Tender, it's great to see. I don't know if I've already said that. Right, there we go. Turn it off, turn it on again. And it's working, and we are all set. Okay, so let's move this out of the way as well. And let's start our video. And what I think we'll do is we'll just be round about here. I've been thinking an awful lot about the Sledgefire recently. It's an absolutely phenomenal blaster. And what I love most about it is that it shoots a trilogy of darts. And what I love about it most is that it shoots a trilogy of darts at the same time. Nice word, that. Trilogy. Right, where are we going to go from here? The one problem with it is that in order to be shotgunny, it has to really... Let's start that again. The one problem with it is that it's not quite shotgunny enough. It is very, very shotgunny. And then we'll have a quick clip of it ejecting a shell, maybe. After all, it does do this. And that's pretty shotgunny. But it doesn't eject the shells out of the side. I mean, that would just be the ultimate in shotgunniness. This is one good thing about the Sledgefire, though. One good thing. 1 out of 3. You could almost call it a triplet or something. But it's missing 2 other vital things that shotguns need to have. Now then, do I actually have a pump action shotgun around here? It would be best... Yeah, this isn't really... It would be better to use a rough cut, but I don't have a rough cut around. Oh, I do. I do have a rough cut. But real shotguns should really be pump action. That's the second thing that a shotgun really needs to have. And now... we need to set up the camera somehow. I might just use some recording from that. I'm not sure. I might just kind of pose the camera. How are we going to do this? Maybe just leave it there. Let's leave it there. But also, but shotguns really need to eject the shells from the sides. But shotguns really should be ejecting their shells through a little port in the side. Just like that. That third element, in my mind, this trilogy of elements, these 3 elements, no, how am I going to say this? I need to keep on winding this whole trilogy thing in there as best as I can. What am I going to say? This trilogy of ideas would make the perfect shotgun. I wish there was a way to put all these together. And now we're going to have the fairy god pirate mother. Arr! I heard your wish and fell from the sky! Surely you mean the... What's that called again? What? Ah, right, magic, I fell through that too. Fair enough. You're in pieces. Aye, I'm in a trilogy of pieces today. Trilogy, I kind of like that. Trilogy, I kind of like that word. There we go. Let's put the fairy. Let's move this down so you can see what I'm doing. There's the fairy god pirate mother. Ah, and you'll be liking this too. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. Now we move these out the way. That's the intro done. Good heavens! It's magic! Arr! I've transformed that trilogy of ideas into a literal trilogy. Arr! See what I did there? Arr! Brilliant. Wow! What am I going to do with it? Arr! You can unbox it. I'm off now. I've got to go and eat some... Now, what am I going to say? What's the fairy god pirate mother got to go away and do? What's he got to go away and do? He's got to go away and do something, but what's he got to go away and do? Let's have some ideas. Any ideas? What can the fairy god pirate mother go away and do? Give me some thoughts. Just scrolling down here, scrolling down. Let's have some comments. What's he going to do? What's the fairy god pirate mother going to do here? He's got to go away and twerk, headbutt the FF dart. Let's have a look. He's got to go away and twerk, get beans. I quite like get beans. Right. Eat beans covered with hot sauce. He's got to go and kill the Hasbro spy. Eat beans with hot sauce and grant more wishes. Arr, I've got to be on the way now. I've got to go and eat beans covered with hot sauce and grant more wishes. Arr. Where'd he go? It's magic! This is so much fun. Right, now I'm going to lift this up here so you can see what I'm doing, because now I'm going to actually look at the box before I go away and actually do this. Right. If I hold it here, do I have good light here? Let me just... Yeah, we're fine. Wow, this looks absolutely amazing. Thank you, fairy god pirate mother. Okay, let's actually remove him from the table so that the magic spell isn't broken. Oh, do you know what I realised I forgot to do? I forgot to tip. I forgot to tip my little box of shells out. I'm not going to bother with that now. That's fine, not a problem. Right, now I'm going to be talking about the box. I'll move this down here too so you can see the box as well. Wow, this looks absolutely incredible. It's actually a trilogy. DS15, 15 even divides by 3. Hasbro, you really thought this through. Okay, so where are we gonna go from here? Ejecting 3 dart shells, 3 of them! Oh no, sorry. Ejecting 3 dart shells, 3! And there's 3 darts there, look! And this guy looks absolutely overjoyed about it. 3 darts! What's the guy in the box going to say? What's the guy in the box going to say? Wow, Hasbro did something! I think I am going to make it Hopper. So the guy in the box is going to say, here we go again. It's 3 darts, here we go again! There we go, that'll do nicely. Brilliant. Triple Food Trilogy! That's the guy's voice on the box, by the way. That's what that's all about. Okay, right, moving on from here. Let's have a look. Ages 8+. I wouldn't trust this with anyone below the age of 8. You guys will like this bit. What's this? Use only official Nerf darts? No! Just had to be done. Alright. Maybe we could have the Hasbro face saying, please. Please fear my wrath and use Hasbro darts. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say anything after that. Okay, so what else are we going to say about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry guys, only 15 darts. I tell you what, give me double the darts and I'll consider using Hasbro darts. Okay, there we go, that'll do. And now let's have a look at the back of the box as well. Darts come out, shell comes out. And let's have a look at the back of the box as well. And then once I've done this bit, I'll show you guys the box too. I'll show you guys the box as well. So it looks like this blaster is equipped with 5 shell storage, and these shells look significantly different to the regular shells that we're used to in the Sledgefire, which could be a bit of a shame. Pump action, shells eject from blaster, Hasbro, you thought of everything this time! I've just noticed some really dodgy English on the back of this box. Trilogy DS-15 fires... Trilogy DS-15 blasts 3 darts at once with shells that eject from the blaster. Fires 3 dart at once tire. What? 3 dart at once tire? What, as in like car tire? Hasbro, did you spell check this? You can just use Grammarly. Did no one read this before printing it? What does this mean? 3 darts at once tire. Good heavens. I'm going to read everything else on this box and look for spelling mistakes now. Do you realise that, Hasbro? Look, I kid you not. I'm going to turn this camera off now and I'm going to show you this. Look at this. Look at this. Look, can you see this? 3 fires 3 dart at once tire. What does that even mean? What on earth does that mean? And who didn't read this before they sent the boxes through to print? Who didn't read this before they sent the boxes through to print? I can't believe that. Fires 3 dart at once tire. Hasbro, I don't know, maybe it's a special trilogy language, who knows? Maybe it's like the Lord of the Rings trilogy where you had like the elves going, and where you had like Gandalf talking to his butterfly, you know, maybe it's a special trilogy language. Like you know, there was the Star Wars trilogy and you had like that was, you know who that was? That was Chewbacca, also expressing his disdain for what's going on in the boxes. I wonder what the... so the German makes perfect sense. Feuert 3 Darts auf einmal ab. Feuert gleichzeitig 3 Darts ab und wirft dann die leere Hülse aus. That makes perfect sense. I don't know about the French and stuff, but fires 3 dart at once tire. Hasbro, that's a special moment, and I'm glad I could share it with you. Let's see what else is on the box. Right, I'm going to do this as well. Wonder what's on this side. Trilogy! And down here? No! It's another one of those. Nope. 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 Okay, so now we've got to work out a way to actually get the box open. So, have any of you guys got this? I don't know. It's crazy. So, stupid autocorrect. It's like they've sent it into, like, I don't know, another language via Google Translate and back again. That's what that reminds me of. Right. Anyway, so how am I actually gonna unbox this now? What am I actually gonna do to unbox this? Any suggestions? Chainsaw. We did the chainsaw last time. We did the chainsaw with the Fortnite thing. So let's do something different. Use a deploy. What, you mean just bash it with a deploy, Andrew? hit with toy car. I don't actually have a toy car around, unless you can see one in the background. I quite like the idea of bashing it with a trilogy of deploys. How about we sprinkle it with magic sledge fire shells? I've got like 10 of them. A sword from we should do trilogy type things. I haven't got a sword from I would like to have a sword from Lord of the Rings though. Let's see, what have I actually got? Let's see if there's any more suggestions on there. Shoot with the Jolt, deploy. What was the yes for? Nicholas Chaves, what was the yes for? What was the yes for? Use the deploy. I might just bash it with the deploy. What do you think? Just bash it with the deploy? Shoot it with the Jolt? Use the shells? Deploy? I'm seeing a lot of support for the deploy. Bash it with the sledge fire. I'm seeing a lot of support for the deploy. Right, so what we're going to do is we are going to bash it open with the deploy. Well, I suppose we ought to unbox this then. There we go. So that's the first bash. Now we're going to use these to actually open it up. There we go. There we go. There's our next bash there. That's that one opened up. And then finally, there we go. And we'll just snip these as well. This is the magic happening before your eyes, guys. This is what you came here to see. There we go. Come on. I can't even get my scissors under this. There we go. I'll just go through there. Right. Oh, that's right. We've got to just finish off the deploy thing first. Move the scissors out of the way. As you can see, it's held into the packaging with 1, 2, 3 sections of little plasticky package thing stuff. Openable with a deploy. Let's get this out of the box. It's actually not as big as it looks in the box. And it doesn't feel as big. The hand grip is actually quite small. Now, I've not got massive hands. When I used to ride motorbikes, I used to wear size small or medium gloves. And this is just about big enough for me. Comfortable, but on the verge of being too small. Comfortable. This is a comfortable fit, but not for someone who's got massive hands. Let's have a look at the detailing. We've got that kind of tiger stripe. We've got some lovely tiger stripe camo going on. They've coloured Nerf in. And you've got this nice kind of... What's it called? When something's not embossed, what's that called? What's this called here? What's that called? You see that? Where it's not embossed. Is that embossed? Beveled. It's beveled. It's beveled. And this lovely kind of beveled Elite right here. Lovely detail. What else have we got? I'm presuming that's in case your blaster jams up. They haven't coloured the Nerf in on this side though. Got any sling attachment points here? Maybe one there. One up there. One up there. So I make that 3 sling attachment points. Attachment rails. All that blaster, and that's all you could fit? Might have to do something about that later. Okay. By the way, if any of you guys, if any of you guys can think of anything to say about this blaster as we're going through, you need to just say, and I'll just sling it in there. All right, I'll just sling it right in there because you know you guys are here. You give them the time to watch, so I'm more than happy for you to have an input into what I'm doing. All right, so if you've got anything to say about this, sling it in there. I'll look up every now and again, and I'll throw it into the video. All right. I'm actually kind of curious to see how this primes now. I'm a little bit gutted because I do have like a chest rig which is almost perfect, for taking video. It's inside the house though, so I might run in and get that. I'm not sure I need to though. Not sure I need to though. It's blue! See, I told you I'd do it. Now, one thing that I am a little bit gutted about with this is that it seems to lack an internal magazine. What's in the stock? Oh, nothing. In which case, I guess we'd better unbox these. We're going to unbox the shells with the shells! There we go, and then the plastic's magically going to evaporate in the next frame. These shells actually look really, really big compared to the other shells. It's almost like there's a casing around these shells, which is going to be interesting. I've got a theory about this, actually. I've got a theory which will be interesting to try out. Let's just get these open so you can see what I'm doing there. There we go. You can see I'm just hacking away. I've tipped the shells onto the shells. And then the idea is that they're going to kind of magically dissolve away the packaging. These are actually really, really well packaged. Look at this. This is tough to get out. There we go. Let's get some of these shells out here. Doopy-doopy-doop-bah. Wow. If you buy one of these for yourselves, just bear in mind these are super difficult. These shells are very, very different to... Wow, so they're much... Now have a look at this. They're much, much larger. You can just have a look at those whilst I'm getting the others out. You can see the size difference there. There's a massive, quite significant size difference right there. I do like the way they all say Nerf on them though, that's quite interesting. There we go. There we go. Man, taking these shells out is taking longer than the rest of the video. Okay, so it's now open and I'm able to get at the shells. So now we're going to put these back in, and it's going to be magic. Remember, it's got to be magic. It's magic! There we go. Right, after I've got this last one out, this is nuts. After I've got this last one out, I'm going to have a quick look back at the chat again. See if anyone else said anything interesting to add into the video. Let's have a little look. What do we got? I'm going to go back up again, then come back down. There we go. Let's have a look. 33 people in now. Great that you're here to watch the unboxing of this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we could say this is a tribal weapon. Let's have a look. It does feature a nice bulbous shape. What else have we got? What else we got? Big boy shells for big boys. There we go. Alrighty then. These shells are much, much larger than their Sledgefire counterparts. Right, and at this point I'm going to change battery because I've just realised that we have a low battery here. So let's put that battery to one side so I don't reuse it, or try to reuse it. That battery goes in there. And we'll see how that's running now. Should be fine. Yep, full charge. Alrighty then. And that's really concerning. It's already been said that these shells will not be cross-compatible. I do like the fact they say Nerf on them, but it does bother me that there's only kind of 5 of them supplied with the blaster, and yeah. I am going to need two hands to do this next bit, so I'm just going to have a little look around and see if I can find a headset somewhere. If not, then I might have to place this somewhere and just kind of talk at the camera. Let me just see if I can find a headset. Back in a moment. Yeah, I can't find that. No problem at all. What I'm going to do is just stick the camera right here. Angle it slightly up, and what I'll do is I'll point it in that direction so it's a little bit different. There we go. And that should be just fine. So in theory what you're meant to do is have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 5 shells here. I would really have liked a 6th. I would really have liked a 6th shell, because then you could kind of have one in the chamber as well. So prime. There is a lot going on inside there. If I just show you guys here, watch. I'm gonna try and hold this so you can see it. As I open it, you can see that there's like a little catch plate that flicks back here, which I'm guessing that is 100% to, I think, to keep the shell in position. But in addition to that, when you prime backwards, after you've fired, that opens, and then the movement here of this gubbins is the thing that flicks the shell out. And presumably, when I watched Jared's video about this, it failed on him a couple of times. All right, so I think that there is a good possibility that there is something that could be done to improve the shell ejection thing to make it a little bit sturdier. Anyway, I'm going to try and get this on camera for the little camera now as well. Let's just move this around a little bit. If I prime this right here, you can actually see the little lever or little plate that pushes the shell back out, of the barrel each time you fire. There is an awful lot going on inside here. Okay, gonna move this down again so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try dropping a shell in to see what happens. Okay. So that's now resting where it needs to rest, and now let's... You can see the difficulty of trying to do this with one hand. Really, there should be another camera here, but... And now... the shell's in place. Now this shell hasn't got any darts in it yet, but we'll see how it goes. There's a camera down there, by the way, which is what I'm talking to right now. Okay. And then, out it pops. It's actually a super interesting mechanism just to kind of like look at. There's a lot of things going on at the same time. So, it's as if there's a trilogy of things going on at the same time. It's actually quite fascinating just watching it all going on. This is going to be really difficult to pick up on the camera, but you can see quite a lot going on if you look up through here. You probably won't be able to see this in the camera, but I don't know. I'm trying to hold it so you can see. Yeah, you can't really make it out on the screen, but there is a lot going on here. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and open up the darts. All right. And I think I'm just going to jab this with this massive stock to open up the darts. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a test fire and see how it looks. If you've got any questions about this, Jared Baker, we haven't tried the performance yet. So yeah, we haven't even done that yet. Hopefully the shells reject better in Britain than the EU. Hasbro Engineering. Laith Shoal, sure. There's your shout out. Hoi! Good shout out. Okay, Hasbro Engineering. Right. So, right, Nicholas, I used to use Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't anymore. It costs £30 a month, which I used to do some editing for another friend of mine who YouTubes, and he taught me a lot, and I'm really, really grateful, actually. He's phenomenal. And when I say a friend, I mean like an actual kind of person that I know in real life. So this is a guy that I know in real life who I used to do work for. I've just realised the music's still going. Is it bothering anyone? Is it too loud? Is it okay? Music all right? Yep. If the music's okay, then that's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, and because of that, I was using Premiere Pro. I stopped using Premiere Pro and went back to using what I was using before, which was Shotcut. Now, Shotcut can't do as much as Premiere Pro, but it's still super powerful, and to be honest, it's still more than adequate for everything I need it for. On reflection, though, Premiere Pro would be better for me because the machine I currently use to do all my filming and all my editing on, has only got a 2-core processor, and it's got 16 gigs RAM and a 2-core processor. And Shotcut works better with multiple cores, and Premiere Pro works better with higher RAM, which this one's got 16 gigs of RAM, so it's phenomenal. So anyway, music is fine. Good, thanks for that. Right then, so let's carry on with this. I suppose we should get some of these darts out. There we go. So there's the jab with the blaster. And let's chop this open. Oh my goodness, this packaging is so... This is really, really well packaged. I do appreciate that there's less plastic packaging now on Nerf blasters than there used to be, but the plastic packaging there is solid. Like, I don't know if they have problems with people kind of stealing darts in the shops or whatever, but from the packaging, but it's pretty Fort Knoxy. There we go. Let's get this opened up here. 33 people on the stream at the moment. Great to have you here, guys. Really appreciate your support. Really appreciate your support. And by the way, like I say, if you've got any question at all about like any questions about the blaster, then I'm more than happy to just answer them live, because this is I am making a video, but obviously I'm not making a video all the time, so I'm more than happy to do that. There we go. So we've got a bit more scissoring to do here, so you can see what I'm doing. To be fair, there is a Stanley knife which might get this done a bit faster than the scissors, because these scissors are just so blunt, it's unreal. There we go. Let's just use this. Alright, that'll be much faster actually. There we go, a lot quicker. There we go. And we need this again, so we're going to hold it there. Get some of these darts out now. Do you think the Sledgefire is jealous of the Trilogy stock? Where's my Sledgefire gone? There it is. Right, what can the Sledgefire needs to say something about the Trilogy stock. What's it going to say? What's it going to be? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am going to find out if the shells are compatible. I'm going to have a look today, and I have some ideas about making the shells compatible if they're not. Yeah, I have some ideas about that. I have a feeling that it may be possible to adapt these so that you can cover all of the air, all the kind of the airflow things that open up the air restrictors. I've got a feeling you can. Such a hunky stock. I like big stocks and I cannot lie. You other blasters can deny. Good heavens. There we go. Thanks very much for that. Who said that? Who said that? Augustine Bot, so hunky. There we go. Thanks, Augustine Bot. All right, so right, let's load up then. And we're going to do some singing helps now. Doopy doopy doopa. The singing helps, guys. The singing helps. One thing I've just realised about this. These shells are actually a super good fit here. Were they a good fit in the Sledgefire? Which they kind of weren't in the Sledgefire. So that's interesting. You can run around a lot more and do a lot more loading. There we go. Let's see if I can just adjust my camera here so it can point upwards. I'm actually quite a big fan as well of the fact that these are so sort of easy to load. I get the impression that you could almost load these on the fly. So if you were running around scavenging, if you recovered your shells, then it would simply be a case of just loading these up as you were going. It is a little bit disappointing, like I say, that there's only, well, I say only 5 of them. I guess that's more than what you got with the Sledgefire, so maybe we should be grateful. Thank you, Hasbro. Right, there we go. So I now have all 5 of these loaded up and ready to go. So let's have some loading action, shall we? I just realised my eyes kind of drifted, so I'm going to do that again. So let's have some loading action, shall we? So, prime, take one of these shells out, drop it in, little prod, and it's actually sat itself exactly where it needs to be. So that's nice. Close. And fire. And then out it comes. The one thing that would have made this incredibly cool would have been some kind of internal mag, and I think I might be the guy to do something about that. Maybe not internal mag, but you get the idea. Next shell. Again, loads super easily. I love shooting that camera, do you know that? I'll shoot this camera next time. Next shell. How did I miss that camera from so... That's unreal. That one really flew out. That was cool. I'm going to damage my screen. There we go. That was a good camera hit. And... oh, that's what happened to Jared. So let's go again. There we go. So I actually saw on Jared's video, it kind of didn't... On Jared's video, I saw that the shell didn't eject several times. There it didn't eject once. But overall, I don't think that's a very big deal in terms of the functionality of the blaster. I can deal with that. There's obviously been a lot of care and attention given to making sure that the shells sit nicely when they're chucked into the blaster. That was a bad demonstration. I'm now just going to talk briefly about the Sledgefire. Now, the Sledgefire is the obvious blaster to compare this to, simply because it uses similar kinds of shells and it's also kind of shotgunny. And putting shells into the Sledgefire is actually something which requires a bit of precision and a little push as well. But the Sledgefire does do this, which is kind of cool. Putting darts into the Sledgefire does require a fair bit of accuracy. But I'm almost tempted to say that you can just kind of chuck these in there and they will automatically sit where you want them to sit. So, GG, Hasbro. yeah, that's quite interesting. If you, there we go. If I just show you guys this on camera now, what I've just been talking about is what I've noticed, that you can literally just kind of go like this. You ready? So, okay, that was not a good example. You can just kind of look, and it just kind of sits the way it needs to sit, which is pretty cool, which is pretty good. So that's quite impressive. Any other questions about the blaster though? By the way, any other questions about the blaster? Doopy doopy doopa. There we go. Any questions about the blaster? Let's have a little look. Big Putts remix by Jolt. I know, right? Yeah. Okay. So, before I go any further, I am just going to have a look at the sledge fire size issue, because that is something that you guys have expressed a lot of interest in. Now, these shells are very, very different in terms of their sizes. If you take a look at this, there they are side by side. That is a massive, massive difference. There we go. You can kind of see the difference here. There's quite, not if I hold it like that, you can't. There is actually quite a lot. There is even a difference in terms of the way that the darts line up. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this there, but there's no, you can't because of the perspective. There is even a slight difference in the differences between the chambers for the darts. They're actually a little bit wider apart, which is going to create some issues if we want to try and use these. If you want to try and use these, sorry, in this blaster, there are some issues. Can you guys hear that? There's like a pattering on the roof because it's raining. I just wondered if you could hear it. This is England, guys. Welcome to England. It's summer, and this is just what it does. So, in other words, it is impossible. This will never fit into there. Never, ever. Just out of interest, if I... Right, I'm just seeing if this will close all of the air restrictors in the sledge fire, and it looks to me... Oh, whoa, okay, that is interesting. Right, so theoretically, it would be entirely feasible. Right, that's interesting. Theoretically, it would be entirely feasible. So if I was to prime this fully and have darts in the Trilogy shell, all right, the darts would close, or open rather, all of the air restrictors. The darts would open. No, it won't fire like that, Corvilla, because you've got to, there you go, you've got to actually prime it all the way back up for it to be fully primed. If I were to remove this and prime it, then yes, you could fire it, and it would fire all the darts out were you to hold it in position right here, because there is room for all of the air restrictors, all of the air restrictor pins to be pushed in here, which is interesting. So technically speaking, this would fire. All right, you would be able to fire darts out of this, which is interesting. So I guess the question that you're all asking, in terms of putting sledge fire shells into this, I'm going to drop the sledge fire shell in, and I'm telling you now, the size difference means that, do you know, it's not millions of miles off actually. Yeah, you can hear there that there's nothing been opened. Although it does eject the shell. It does eject the shell. Check this out. You ready? So fire. It will eject a sledge fire shell. I'm now going to put some sledge fire darts in, some Nerf darts in, only using regular Nerf darts, of course, and we're just going to see what happens there, because I am a shade curious, as I'm sure all of you guys are too. So I'm putting this. It's not going to sit right though. I know for a fact that this is not going to sit right. So in it goes. It's nowhere near where it needs to be. Nowhere near. Okay, how does it need to sit even? It needs to sit like that, close, and there's no juice there. No juice there. In terms of 3D printing shells, I'm sure someone will print a Trilogy barrel for the Sledgefire shells. I'm sure that's going to happen. In the meantime, though, I am really, really curious. I've just noticed something about these darts. I've never noticed that before. These darts actually say Nerf on the end of them, and I've never seen that on a Nerf dart before, so that's new. They've printed Nerf on the end of these Nerf darts on the tips, and I've never noticed that before in any other Nerf branded darts. Oh, okay. There's also, have I just been missing this then? Because they're also on these Whistler Fortnite darts. I'm just going to go and take a quick look. Let's have a quick look. I'm having a look at I'm trying to find some other Nerf darts. They say Nerf on them as well. Right, so there's an old Elite dart. Right. So here's an old Elite Nerf dart, and that does not say Nerf on the tip. I don't even know if you're picking this up on the video. And here is a new Nerf dart which does say Nerf on the tip. I don't know if you can. I'm going to try and move these around so you can see. So the oranger one is the one that says Nerf on the tip. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that's interesting. So the old Elite darts don't, but the newer ones do. That's worth mentioning. I've also just noticed something interesting about the Nerf darts. So on the end of this Nerf dart, you can barely see it on this video, but it actually says Nerf. And this is one of the darts that came with the Trilogy. However, on the end of this old Elite Nerf dart, it doesn't say Nerf. I've also just been checking on the ends of these Fortnite darts, and they say Nerf on the end of them too, which means that this might be a relatively recent thing, perhaps in the last year or so. You cheeky ones, Hasbro, you slipped this part. You cheeky ones, Hasbro, you slipped that past us all. Well, that's one thing that I didn't know every day. I'm going to be going round Grim Up Nerf now, just checking every single dart to make sure I'm only using official Nerf darts. Hasbro, come on. You need to start charging reasonable prices for your darts, and then possibly people might start thinking about using them more. Right. So, do I have anything else to say about this blaster? Right, I think it is worth mentioning. It is worth mentioning that these shells here, the shells from this, it is worth mentioning that the Sledgefire shells, whilst they will be ejected successfully, in an unmodified state, they cannot be used to fire any darts, which is a shame. So Nerf has been doing that for a little while now, since this year. Yeah, it must have been about this year, to be honest, because I didn't notice it before. Do you know what? I think if you wrap some tape around the Sledgefire shell, you maybe could get it to fire, because it's just a case of getting it in the right place. That's all it is. Now, I'm actually doing a live stream right now, and it's just been suggested that you might be able to just wrap some duct tape around these to make them compatible. And I'm going to try it. So let's give this a go then. Let's give this a go. Let me see if I can find some duct tape somewhere. I know I've got some lying around. It's duct tape time! There we go. And so we're literally just going to... I'm actually going to take a little look at the inside of this and work out exactly what's going on. I could really do with opening this up at some point and taking the and taking this door off. Taking the, it's not really a jam door, but whatever we're going to call that, the access door off. Okay, I need to just look first of all. I need to try and work out exactly what's going on. Right, so... Okay, so what is happening? That's being pushed forwards. Okay. Okay. Right, take a look down the barrel here, and you can see that the shell, if you imagine that this is the shell inside the barrel, the shell is catching on the round bit on this barrel here. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. If you look inside the barrel, there is a large opening and then a smaller opening, and the shell is catching on the other side of the smaller opening in the barrel. And I'm now asking myself, is that the one thing that's keeping that shell in place? Because if it is, all you would need in order to make this feasible would be to make that inside barrel a little bit smaller. Now, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that would do the job. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, on the sledge fire. Right, on the sledge fire, if you have a look through here, look, have a look through there. There we go. Where is it? There we are. You can see that there's this kind of club-shaped area here is what stops the shell from moving through it. That's what stops the shell from falling all the way through. So, this shell will not move all the way through because of this kind of club-shaped area right there, which is interesting. I'll see you later, Electro Halo 8. Thanks for being here. So, it's entirely possible that if we could have a similar shape there and maybe a little bit more padding underneath, because I'm going to be honest with you, right at the moment the shells fall all the way through. So at the moment these shells will literally fall. You can push it up through and it will fall all the way back out. You didn't see that, but it fell all the way back out. Let me just do it again. There we go. They fall all the way through. But if you could stop that falling through, that would be the first step to making this fire. My next question is it possible to... you wouldn't want to sand anything down though. You'd need to bulk that up in there. You need to bulk it up. So we're talking about epoxy putty or something really. I'm just going to try and see if it's possible to depress all of the right, it looks to me like you would indeed depress all three of the pins to open the air restrictors if this was in the right place. This is super interesting actually. So it's almost all the way forwards. Right, that shell is now in contact with the end that was stopping. So I wonder what the difference is in terms of... Right, this is brilliant. This is a really good thing. That there is no difference at all. I'm just going to make a note of this on the camera as well. There is actually no difference at all in the... There is actually no difference at all between the heights of these two shells. The difference all comes from the width of the shells. And you can probably see that from the extra plastic. Now, I've just been doing a little bit of digging. And And inside the barrel of the blaster, there is enough space for one of these sledge fire shells to slide all the way through. However, it is... I've just got to try and position the blaster. I'll move this down as well so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. However, I've also noticed that it's entirely possible. However, I've also noticed that with this held in the correct place, it is possible to depress all three. What are they called again? That's ridiculous. It is possible to depress all three. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling. What are they called again? What are they called? Air restrictors. It is possible to compress all three air restrictor pins, which is good. I would actually be super curious to see if this is feasible. I'm going to be honest with you, the unboxing, this might have to be a different video to the unboxing video, so I might do the unboxing video, release that tomorrow, and then maybe this the day after. I'm not sure, we'll have to see. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up what I need to do for the unboxing video now, alright? And then, after that, I'm going to carry on this stream to try and see what's possible with the internals of this, and that's going to be a separate video to be released probably on Thursday. All right, so you can probably hear the rain more clearly now. So all in all, here are my opinions on this blaster. It is a great idea, and I think it's got a lot of potential to be a lot of fun. Doing this will never get old. And then I need to do that a few times. Just never. The storage space on the back has actually been quite well thought out, and I love the fact that it's simply impossible to dislodge these. Really, really good friction fit. The designing and styling is pretty funky. The stock is maybe a little bit too small for me, but let's be honest, it's a shotgun. It's not what's... And I can't see the stock being used, and I can't see the stock being used as a stock all that much. What else do I need to say about this? What else do I need to say? Anything else I should say about this? Considering there's so much going on inside, the Prime actually feels smooth-ish, considering there's so much going on inside. A little bit gutted about the one tactical rail, but you can't win them all. To be fair, you could have had a tactical rail here, you could have had one there, you could have had one... You could have tactical rails all over this. You could have tactical rails all over this if you wanted to. The hand grip is small to medium. Although, like I say, the blaster is not a big blaster. It looks much bigger in the packaging for some reason. And so if you're a smaller person, you'll have no problem at all using this, I think. The Prime isn't very heavy either. The fact that the shells aren't backwards compatible and that the Sledgefire shells aren't forwards compatible is a bit of a downer. But bearing in mind all of the additional functionality you get with this in terms of the ejecting shells, that's pretty cool. I also genuinely feel that this is easier to load than the Sledgefire. Much quicker. Right, anything else I need to say? Now, I've heard rumours that with one dart this might hit up to 70 FPS, but with all three darts it's around about 50 FPS. I just put the dart in the wrong shell, which was kind of silly. There we go. There's one dart. That actually seemed to do pretty well. I don't actually have a chrono at the moment, so I'm a little bit, you know, stuck in terms of doing any actual technical analysis on this. There we go, got some darts out. But I've just realised they've all gone all over the place, so I'm going to have to go hunting for them now. There we go, look at that. I think, it's hard to tell if there's a difference, but anyway, that's what I've heard. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that too. I think that's beyond the scope of this current video, seeing the spring and getting the spring out, but I think there has to be an internals video as well. I think there will be an internals video too. So yeah, I think there will be an internals video, so don't worry about that. Right, I can't think of anything else to say for the unboxing video. I need a funny way to end it, but you know, apart from that, we'll have to kind of see. Yeah, so what we're going to do now, I think we're going to end the unboxing video, all right? And so, yeah, let's do that. Let's end the unboxing video, and then I'm going to play with a bit of duct tape and see what happens with this. Right. So in conclusion, I'm actually rather impressed with this blaster. I do quite like I do like some shotgunny goodness. So does Tactical Tang. And where's Mr. T-Rex gone? Mr. T-Rex has got to be here too. And me! There we go, look at that. Fantastic. And I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with this shotgun in the future. And I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with this shotgun in the future. And I think we've basically got to end with me shooting the camera again. And it's just going to be quite a short, snappy ending. When you're making videos, short, snappy endings are much, much better than long, drawn-out ones because they just are. They just are. And so the friend I told you about who I edited for, he always does short, snappy endings. That was perfect. That was a perfect shot on the camera. There we go. Right. So, that's going to be... Oh, blimey, I dropped the camera. So that's going to be the end of that video. Thanks very much, Riley, by the way, for saying that. The reason I post more than Coop at the moment is because I'm live streaming so much. And I'm going to be honest with you. I got a question from Ethan on my last live stream. Why do I live stream so much, and is it because I can be more interactive? Basically, editing videos takes a really, really long time. And I enjoy it. It is great fun, but it takes up a lot of time. And basically, life is always a balance, isn't it? And so, as well as being just a Jolt, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm trying super, super hard to balance all of that. And live streaming simply means that I can put out more content. It means that I can do a bit more. And I had the idea at first of like live streaming the making of a Justajolt video, because then you know I get to interact a bit more, and then those of you guys who want to can kind of what's the word? You can kind of give me ideas, and you can be a part of the videos, and you can enjoy making the videos with me, because making the videos itself is actually quite a lot of the fun. And it's a shame to have all of that kind of hidden away behind the scenes when it could be here, kind of happening in front of you guys, so that you guys can enjoy it too. And so live streaming means I can do a lot more of that. In addition to that, I'll see you later, Cole, for that. Enjoy your dinner. Anything nice? In addition to that, I am running 2 other channels at the moment. Well, I'm trying to run 2 other channels at the moment as well. Both to do with other interests I have. The first one is Pi Jolt. That's just Pi, P-Y Jolt, which is me learning how to... Well, me taking what I know about Python and trying to take it
to the point where I can be employed as a software developer, because I've really I realised that I actually really enjoy making things with Python, doing things and building things with it, and I'm just kind of sharing my journey towards doing it. So you can go and check that out if you want to. And then also Jolt stuff, which really is just a husk of a channel at the moment. It's meant to be about the stuff I do around running a business and also running a YouTube channel. I'm not quite certain exactly what it's going to be yet, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so what I'm going to do is take a little bit of duct tape and just see what we can do, because the thing is, if we can theoretically hold this in place, I've got a feeling that there's going to be some kind of disc or something that you can put into that second barrel which will hold this in place, and it's just then going to be a case. I actually don't want to modify the shell at all. I don't think that's a good sort of approach to take. I think that, because I don't want to have to modify every one of these, what I really want to do is I want to be got a degree apprenticeship in software engineering. Do you know what? That sounds absolutely fantastic. Blue Magma. I think that sounds brilliant. I'm actually kind of on the verge of just going for a couple of internships and things, because I'm definitely kind of, you know, beyond the basics, and there's like a lot. You know, I think I've got a lot to contribute. What I'm doing right now is I'm just duct taping this. I'm putting some duct tape around this just to see if I can kind of match the size of one of the other shells inside the blaster itself, because it's not a million miles off. It is possible for darts in these to compress. I should have just put some cardboard around this actually, rather than using loads of duct tape. Let's see how that goes. That's still nowhere near where it needs to be, but nonetheless, let's give it a go. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, I think I originally got interested in software engineering and stuff, and like programming, because I want to be able to teach my kids how to do it. I wanted to be able to teach my kids how to run a business, so I started a business, and now I want to be able to teach them how to do software engineering, so I'm going to do that too, or some kind of programming. Right, interesting stuff. That is now. I just want to show you. Right. Okay, look. You just throw this in there. I'm going to throw this in. And actually, you can tell that's quite a loose fit. You can tell that's quite loose. Now, I throw this in, and already I can see that it's sitting much more how it needs to. Right. That's interesting as well. It hasn't fallen out of the end, but it is kind of... I'm going to fire it. Nothing's going to come out. I knew that nothing was going to come out. If I could find a way to hold that, I need to just see if there's. I need to get a good enough view of this from the inside to sort of see where we're gripping onto. Right, I've got a feeling. Let me just check this. Right, okay, here we go. There is a slit just there. I don't know whether you guys can see this. There is a slot just there that these fit into. My word. I have a suspicion that these casings, I think that these casings, they're not exactly the same size, but this is interesting. These are actually hollow. These casings are hollow. That's worth getting on camera as well. Right, I've just had a really good look at these. Are you not recording for me? Go on, record for me. There we go. I've just realised that these casings here are hollow, and the implications of that are that if you could get the outside of the casings off and somehow fit it inside your Trilogy, maybe you'd be one step closer to having a shell that's compatible. So at some point I might have to sacrifice one of these to try that. Interesting stuff. If you just throw a shell into there, you can see that it's actually quite a loose fit. I've wrapped a shell in duct tape, and it's actually sitting a lot truer. It's actually sitting a lot more like these shells are. Now, priming it fully and firing it doesn't do anything, because these shells tend to push. They tend to be pushed, sorry. I could just do this with one hand. It didn't do it that time, but the shells tend to be pushed slightly up and through the end, which means that they are not fully compressing the little air restrictor pins. I just did that because I thought we might be depressing enough pins for that to work. What we're going to need for this to be backwards compatible with these shells is some kind of a casing to hold these shells in place. Now, what these have, which stop them from sliding around, are these little bits here. So it may be a case of taking part of the outside of the shell off, and then using that. You can actually see where these shells are solvent welded together. These shells are solvent welded together, and I'm now wondering if it would be possible to kind of take them apart a little bit. I really, really want to dissect one of these, and I'm absolutely 100% tempted to do this on camera. Right. Okay. Right, this, by the way, is just a regular hacksaw blade, and we're just going to cut this open now and see how it looks. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It is late. I do need to get up till early tomorrow morning and study. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close off this live stream now, and I'm going to have a live stream tomorrow night where I try and get this backwards compatible with these. That's going to be my live stream tomorrow night. All right. I am going to go and crash out now because, like I say, I've got learning to do tomorrow. I've got stuff to do tomorrow. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. This is going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to open up one of these, have a look at the insides with you guys, and then we'll see how we go. So, like I say, thanks very much for watching. This is Justajolt signing off, and see you tomorrow evening if you are there. Blue Magma and the Model Railway Man, I'll see you then. Nerf Boy, some shells were harmed in the making of this live stream. Oh, they will be, don't you worry. Bye Megabyte Gaming, and I want to say bye to everyone else as well, and thanks very, very, very much for being a part of it with me.